This is in response to a bit of a Twitter tussle I'm in at the moment. It's all about Rachel Dolezal, who is, for all intensive purposes, pretty uninteresting to me. She falls into the general category of identity politics, which, to be honest, I've grown quite bored of. I guess I'm currently more into international affairs and basic topics on humanity. And of course, there's always me heralding the end of civilization as we know it. Now, with that said, I will, of course, occasionally, from time to time, address topics and issues that come up that do genuinely interest me and unfortunately fall into the general category of topics like identity politics. If you don't already know, Rachel Dolezal is, well, a thoroughly confused woman of European descent who managed to pass herself off as an individual of African descent for quite some time. Which, in all honesty, I feel is quite a feat, and maybe she deserves some kind of congratulations for that. That's just my general opinion. She was outed and has since resisted the flood of hatred she's received, by asserting that race, just like gender, has no real basis in biology. Her general premise is that it's a social construct, and as such, race is up for interpretation and redefinition. And lo, we get to the heart of the matter. Rachel rejects the purity test that she's being subjected to. Because, let's be honest, said purity test would find her lacking. I guess the thing that concerns me is what I perceive to be a fundamental misunderstanding of the actual function of a purity test. Purity tests are not useful in and of themselves as an end. Person A passes purity test and is considered black. Okay, so person A fails aforementioned purity test and is not considered black. Okay, so the point is, purity tests allow the orchestrators of the test to determine whether or not a subject is or is not a part of the group. The end result being the group's ability to put all actions of that subject, or lack thereof, into proper context. Rachel's only real crime, as far as I can tell, is enacting her own purity test that no one else accepts. She wants to pass for whatever reason. But she fails. And I feel bad for her. She fails by her own people's test. She fails by the test of the people she wishes to claim. Overall, she's kind of just a failure. And since our only real goal is simply to pass the purity test, I think everyone can just ignore her. At most, I think the woman may need a little bit of help. To despise your own people so much that you go through such lengths to be a part of another group, I think it says a lot. I don't think it's such a preposterous notion to suggest that maybe she should seek some kind of therapy or counseling. No joke, I'm being serious. Maybe there's some kind of dysphoria or something going on there. I don't know. I'm no expert on these things. Just taking a layperson's approach to it. And really, whether she needs help or she just really wants to be accepted by African Americans, victimless crime. Really, who she's hurting? I've yet to hear of a single victim of this woman. I don't claim to be all that versed on every aspect of this person's life, but So far, I really haven't heard of anybody who's been directly harmed by her pretenses. Okay, these are my final thoughts on this, as I don't want this to run too long. I didn't even intend on really making a video about this. This is more of me throwing a temper tantrum because of a Twitter war that I became engaged in. Who cares what Rachel Dolezal claims to be? We all know what she is. If we're not interested in ensuring that she doesn't need some sort of help, then harassment and ridicule seem pointless. And I feel sorry for anyone so engrossed in purity testing this person that they consider this posture to be ableist. It's not that I'm beyond purity test. It's just that I have my own that don't involve any kind of popular politics. How much gear can you carry in your pack? Will you stay awake on your watch? Are you a proficient shot with a rifle? Above all else, I view these things not identity politics or gender politics or any of that such nonsense as the things that are most likely to ensure my own survival along with the survival of the people I care about in the post-apocalypse aftermath. Work on that stuff. Discard the rest. That's my general notion. Above all else, keep surviving.